Hello and welcome to another episode of Talking Politics on the Hindu's YouTube channel. This is a show where we seek to unravel the story behind what is making headlines in domestic politics in India. And I'm with you through this process, the political editor of the Hindu, Nistula Hebbar. And let's just jump right into what we are going to be talking about in this episode of Talking Politics. Now, as poll fever has set in, political developments are happening at a breakneck speed. Now, for this episode, we will be looking at the arrest of Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal in terms of its political implications, not just for the India bloc parties of opposition parties, but also for the AAP internally and its politics going ahead from this set of events. The last 2 years have been a litany of legal woes for the Aam Aadmi Party, the ruling party in Delhi, with Ministers Satyendra Jain and Manish Sisodia in jail, later with the arrest of the party's Rajya Sabha MP Sanjay Singh, now out on bail, and finally Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal. Now this week the AAP found a sliver of hope, as I said, in the release on bail of Sanjay Singh, one of the founding members of the party, a big morale boost to the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal is not just a strange administrative purgatory for Delhiites, with AAP insisting that Mr. Kejriwal will not resign as Chief Minister, but will run the Delhi government from behind bars. But it also has implications for opposition parties, for oppositional politics going ahead into the Lok Sabha elections. And it was very visible last Sunday when the India bloc parties had a rally, a solidarity rally in support of both Mr. Kejriwal and former Jharkhand CM Hemant Soren, who had also been arrested a few months back by the enforcement agencies on corruption charges. Now, one of the most immediate fallouts of the arrest of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal has been on the closing of the ranks of the opposition leaders of the India bloc. For a while, it had seemed that the India bloc parties were there together just in name, because very few of the alliances could be hammered out between the partners. And in fact, in Bengal, there was antagonism between the Trinamool Congress and the Congress. In Kerala, the left front and the Congress are fighting against each other. And therefore, it did not seem as though there was anything much of any synchronization that was happening or a synergy being built. But the arrest of Arvind Kejriwal seems to have given a little bit of a fillip to that glue that should be holding together alliance partners. Now, from Congress President Mallikarjun Kharge, Nationalist Congress President Sharad Pawar, Rashtriya Janata Dal Patriarch Lalu Prasad Yadav to CPIM General Secretary Sitaram Yechuri, senior political leaders jumped in to defend Mr. Kejriwal, whose rise to power, in fact, ironically, a little over a decade ago, was at the cost of many of these established players, especially the Congress party. Now, in politics, time is of the essence, and it was being seen that the opposition parties will be using this arrest to further their allegations that central agencies are being used by the ruling party at the center, the BJP, to settle political scores during the election season. Now, at the rally, the show of solidarity among India bloc partners, whatever the electoral understanding or lack thereof, was visible on the stage and has given them a common cause to rally against the ruling BJP. In the run-up to the Lok Sabha election, the opposition parties will be looking to build on the momentum and hold joint protests that could mobilize and enthuse party workers and cadres against the BJP that has so far looked invincible in North India, which is the Hindi heartland states, and in Western India. Now, the low-level party workers of Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress in alliance in Delhi and Gujarat, but not in Punjab, was never very good. There was a lot of heartburn among the local units of the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party when the Delhi alliance was hammered out. It was actually the top leadership which was in favor of the alliance. The low cadres were not, but that alliance anyway was announced. But at the rally, there seemed to be some kind of solidarity which seem to be visible on the rally grounds. There are some stories in the Hindu. You can do a Google search on that. But the question, of course, still arises about how much it's going to last till polling day and translate into genuine vote transfer. I mean, of course, that is yet to be seen. Whether the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party voter, which a lot of political scientists say is almost the same kind of, has the same class character, basically Aam Aadmi Party having taken over the Congress vote, how much of that is going to transfer to each other's candidates during the Lok Sabha election is yet to be seen. But more interesting, however, has been what I called the mainstreaming of the Aam Aadmi Party. Now, the party was launched on the back of the India Against Corruption movement, which raised grave allegations of graft against leaders of the erstwhile UPA government and the Congress-led Delhi government as well. Now, lists of so-called corrupt leaders was put on posters, demands for slamming them into jail and prosecuting cases against them via the Lokpal, which was supposed to be kind of an ombudsman on political leaders, were made throughout the protests. And the political rhetoric of the Aam Aadmi Party in every election that the party has fought since then. Now, established political parties, including and especially the Congress party, has been at the receiving end of Aam Aadmi Party's anti-corruption movement as the Aam Aadmi Party tried to expand its political footprints. I've said this in the past. AAP basically, whenever it goes into another state, it is basically aiming at the Congress vote. It's not the BJP vote that comes to the Aam Aadmi Party, but largely the Congress vote that comes to it. And therefore, the growth of AAP has been largely at the cost of the Congress party. However, with many of its top leaders behind bars on charges of corruption, AAP's attempt to project itself a party with a difference has suffered a setback. Now, if you're fighting against corruption and there are corruption allegations against you, there are cases happening, they're grave enough that members of your party or leaders of your party have been clapped into jail, then you cannot claim to be lily white and say that, no, we are not corrupt, everybody else is corrupt, and let's keep, we are doing a different kind of politics. At the India bloc rally of solidarity, it was a visual depiction of the same, which is that Aam Aadmi Party was now on the same platform as the other parties that have undergone allegations of graft. It was an equivalence, so to speak, for a party which is very young, which sought to kind of project itself as being extremely different from old legacy parties like the Congress and the RJD, etc. It was especially exemplified when Congress leader Sandeep Dikshit, son of late Delhi Chief Minister Sheila Dikshit, against whom Mr. Kejriwal fought elections and won in 2013 and had leveled serious allegations of corruption against. Mr. Sandeep Dikshit came out in solidarity with Mr. Kejriwal when he was arrested. Now, how would you look at that? Now, thus, such a development may not be entirely bad for the other parties in the opposition bloc, even as it seeks to take on the BJP, because if you're like us and you're sitting with us, then there is no party with a difference which is trying to eat into your vote bank. Basically, you're going to tell your voters, no, what is the difference? This one and I are the same. Now, the situation inside the Aam Aadmi Party is another matter. Now, there is a confusion prevailing over who has been left in charge. In this big absence of Mr. Kejriwal, when Mr. Jain got arrested, Mr. Manish Sisodia got arrested, even when Sanjay Singh got arrested. Sanjay Singh is somebody who used to take care of the party organization, etc. There was still Mr. Kejriwal, who was the supreme leader of the party, who was out. He was not in jail. But now with him back in jail, there is a huge confusion that is prevailing over who exactly has been left in charge of the party. While ministers of the Delhi government, Atishi Marlena and Kailash Gehlot, are around, as is MLA Saurabh Bharadwaj, one thing has struck out, which is the prominence given to Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal, wife of Mr. Arvind Kejriwal, which was evident even at the rally of opposition solidarity. And in my view, this pushing forward of Mrs. Sunita Kejriwal, reminiscent of the way Mr. Hemant Soren tried to push forward his wife Kalpana Soren, or even the way in the past that Lalu Prasad Yadav pushed forward former Chief Minister Rabri Devi when he was about to be arrested in the fodder scam. This has actually, that's the apogee of the complete mainstreaming of the Aam Aadmi Party, that it is, like most other political parties, accused of corruption. There are some very grave allegations may get made against the party, and the prominence is being given to family members of leaders, which had not been done so far in the Aam Aadmi Party, but which is a feature in all other political parties in India. Now, these set of events, therefore, go much beyond legal troubles, corruption scams, or the ruling party using government agencies to fight political rivals. The Aam Aadmi Party, India's youngest big political party, is going through a churn, which has and will continue to change its character for the years to come. This is all I have for you this week. Do get back to us on how you like all of this kind of content, and if you are looking for more of this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe to the Hindu's YouTube channel. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next week.